But if I didn't humble myself to take that position to learn, there's no way I would have made it in this position where I was the head of makeup and hair, making 1,000 times that amount. Welcome to the Makeup and Beauty Podcast, where we talk about all things makeup and beauty with a dash of fashion and pop culture. I'm your host, C.Michelles, and let's jump right into it. Welcome back to the Makeup and Beauty Podcast, and today is going to be a different kind of an episode. Today you're going to learn a little bit more about me, and we're going to take a deeper dive into my career. I've been a makeup artist over the past 12 years. This October would mark 13 years of me being in this industry. And this will be the first episode that I'm actually explaining a little bit more about what I do and how I do it. I am a little nervous about this episode because typically I talk about other things and not myself. But I realize that there are a lot of aspiring artists that are listening to this podcast and want to learn and want to get a deeper dive into what a makeup artist does and what it feels like and looks like. And this is going to be a really raw episode. I am just coming off of my first experience as being the head makeup artist and hairstylist for a play. And I am through the moon. I still can't believe that it happened and that I was given this opportunity. It just fell into my lap by the grace of God. I'm so excited. And I've realized that by there being so many aspiring artists that are listening to this, that's really what you want to hear also. Stories about being a makeup artist, experiences being a makeup artist, things that happen on set, products to use on set. And I don't know why I've always just been kind of intimidated of sharing my story or just not wanting to talk about myself. But my goal is to educate people and to help them navigate through their own experiences and careers in this industry. So yeah, I will be going forward sharing more about my professional makeup career, things that I'm learning. It might feel more like a diary style of an episode, but I hope you enjoy it and I would love your feedback. So send me an email at podcast@Cmichellestyles.com or send me a message over on Instagram at Cmichellestyles and let me know what you're feeling and thinking and your own experiences in this industry because we all have them. And I want this podcast to be a resource for artists to come and gain something. That's very important to me. So without further ado, let's get into what's new in beauty. We'll do the product of the week and then you'll hear my story. What is new? What is new? What is new? Well, friends, of course, there's always something new. And in this episode, we have 2 new celebrity lines that have come up. Now, both of them, I am not sure on their pronunciations. I'm not, but I am going to spell them and give it a shot because I'm not sure. So let's first start with the non-celebrity makeup brand that came out. But she is a native Michigander and she has come out with a new makeup line in addition to the lip bar. It's called Thread Beauty. Thread Beauty was created for humans of color who are expressive and unapologetic in their being. We believe makeup is the greatest tool for self-expression. It's a connecting thread that weaves itself through all of humanity, no matter our ethnicity, pronouns, or orientation, period, with a T on the end of period. Okay, so they have quite a bit of things. This is available at Target, and it looks like, and from what I've been hearing, this is targeting Gen Z. From the packaging, from just how it looks very, Gen Z. So it's a vibrant teal colored packaging or, light blue, however you want to describe it. But it's a mix between green and blue, but it's teal. Okay. We're just going to say it's teal with white writing that has thread on it. So they have a foundation. It's called Face It. They have a blended multi-stick. So that is probably for lip, cheek, and eye, possibly. The Color It stick is a lipstick. And it looks like everything is going to be 100% vegan and cruelty-free. We like our animals snuggled up next to us, not as subjects in a lab. All of our products are and always will be 100% vegan and cruelty-free. We pride ourselves on being founded with positive vibes and overflowing self-love right in Detroit, Michigan. Yes. Okay, cruelty-free, vegan, female-funded, Black-owned, Detroit-based. I love how they added that Detroit-based with the D. The chills. The chills. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so that is Thread Beauty. You can find it in Target, and a lot of their lip colors are bright and bold and vibrant and beautiful. So yeah, check out Thread Beauty and let me know what you think of it. Okay, you guys, I'm excited to read this next one because I'm obsessed with these two. I think they are such a cute couple, just, physically how they look, and I just love how they love each other on screen, or just, how they represent themselves to the world. So this is a new company called Sable Labs, S''ABLE Labs, and it's from Sabrina and Idris Elba. Yes, honey. Okay, so I'm going to read their about page, just a paragraph about what their brand is about. So the coupledom community is an open space for not just romantic couples, but any partnerships between two people, whether it be familial, business related, or romantic. Both of us being ambitious dreamers, we realized that we could dream together and combine our efforts as partners to help each other achieve our goals. This is the realization we want to share with the world. Okay, so I think that's explaining mostly about the coupledom, but I want to know more about their wellness products, because from what I understood, they're selling wellness items. Like, I'm looking on their website, it looks like it's a lotion of some kind. And in this sizzle reel, it's shot from like the chest up, and they are shirtless. I'm sure, she may have on a bandeau or whatever. And, they're touching skin to skin. They're playing with this product. Their hands are intertwined and intermingled. But their hands are strategically placed to where you can't see what the item is. It's not showing what it is either. However, when I look at this website, it shows lots of different articles. For example, some of the categories are self, family, couples, friends, and business. For example, I guess they're sharing stories on how people work together and love and all of that jazz. Probably should have read a bit more on this first. I just thought that it was going to be a product, but it seems like it's more than that, which is really cool. Okay, so as of now, I will say that it is an online magazine, and they have a podcast. It's called Coupledom with Idris and Sabrina Elba. So I am going to listen to it. I want to listen to it mainly because I just want to hear them talk. Their accents are going to just keep me listening. I don't care what they say. They could be saying whatever. I don't care. I just like the accents. So they haven't quite released this product. So when they do, I will report back. The next celebrity line is by Gwen Stefani. Now, I remember back in the day when I would listen to her and her band, I used to love them. I was definitely that kid that loved all genres of music growing up. So her red lipstick became iconic. So for me, this celebrity launch isn't a bad launch. I know celebrities are getting a bad rep because everybody's coming out with a line every 24 hours. This one makes sense to me. So I'm pronouncing it Give, and it's spelled GXV as in Victor, E as in egg. So I'm going to pronounce it Give by Gwen Stefani. So she has quite a few items. She has come out with her iconic, of course, red lipstick, and it's called Original Me Clean High Performance Matte Lipstick, and that is $26. It looks like a true blue-based red, and that is my jam, a blue-based red. And the packaging is very gaudy to me. It's like black, and then it has GX in gold on it. And then once you go up to the bullet part of the lipstick, that part where it rotates the lipstick up is gold with black writing, and it has the whole word Give on there. And it's a lot. It's a lot of words. It's a lot of packaging on it. But to me, it makes sense. It looks very rocker. It looks very appropriate for her and her brand and what she represents. It just makes sense to me. And then the cap for the lipstick is white with, I think that's the G and the V on there in gold letters. All of it is clean as Sephora. She also has a matte liquid lipstick. She has an eyeshadow palette. All of them have very long names. The liquid lipstick is I'm Still Here, Longwear Clean Matte Liquid Lipstick. The eyeshadow is I See in Color Clean Multi-Dimensional Eyeshadow Palette. She has another lipstick, the Anaheim Shine Clean High Performance Satin Lipstick. And just backtracking, the liquid lipstick is $24. The eyeshadow palette is $28. The satin lipstick is $26. She also has an eyeliner that's $21. Line It Up Clean 24-hour gel pencil waterproof eyeliner. And she has a Hella On Point Clean Ultrafine brow pencil for $24. A Most Def Clean Instant Definition Sculpting Eyebrow Pencil, $24. And she has the All Time Prime Clean Hydrating Prep and Smooth Face Oil, $48. All clean, all clean. So again, I feel like she's trying to make sure you know what this product is and what it does with all of the words in there, honey. It's a lot. It's a lot of words. However, I am curious to see how they perform. I like Gwen Stefani. I think she's beautiful, and I love her red lipstick, her teeth, like the whole, like, she's a vibe to me. So I'm interested. Only in this iconic lipstick, I want to see how it is. And I want the bullet lipstick, the Original Me Clean High Performance Matte Lipstick for $26. Gwen, I will buy that one. And then I'll test out that and see if you're like, okay, let's try this eyeliner next. Let's see what this brow pencil's about, girl. Let's see, let's see what this face oil's about. Let me see. So I will try the lipstick first, and then I will gauge my opinion from there. If anyone has tried anything from any of these brands or know anything about these brands that I mentioned today in What's New in Beauty, make sure that you DM me over on Instagram or just send me an email at podcast@Cmichellestyles.com. And last but not least, for What's New in Beauty, we have some fashion news. So Macy's has come up with their Icons of Style collaborations. And this is 5 Black visionaries that they pick out to create a drop for their brands. For example, they have Zarina Akers. She's going to be designing for Bar 3. They have Alan Oniya for Inc. They have Missa Hilton for Inc. They have Owiji Theodore for Sun and Stone. And they have Amia Abdul Jalil for Inc. So I'm looking at these pieces, and there's one by Zarina Akers that I'm seeing right off rip. It's like this hoodie dress situation that's a whole vibe that I want. And I like how they're amplifying Black voices, amplifying Black artists to have a chance. Just have a chance. I mean, period. Just give us the same opportunity. And I'm definitely going to support this line. If it's not sold out, is this dress sold out? Ooh, oh no, it's not. Okay, let's see how much this dress is, child. Because it's cute. But anyway, I love that they're doing that. That makes me very, very happy. But, just let these people, oh, the dress is sold out. No. Sorry, this is real time. And I'm not going to edit this part out. Okay, you're getting just me. You guys, I'm so excited to share my first product of the week that I use in my professional makeup kit, and that is an investment, but it is well worth it and really carried me on my first department head position in hair and makeup, and it is by Graftobian. It is their Graftobian HD Glamour Cream Super Palette in Warm. This palette is fantastic. Now, with the prices of foundations and things like that now, this is nothing to invest in your kit and write it off on your taxes. It's $88. There are 24 cream foundations in here, and they are 1.78 ounces each, I believe, each individual palette. I mean, it's so pigmented, it's so rich, you only need a little bit. And like I said, it's $84, and I'm going to read what it says. Flawless beauty using less makeup. It's formulated with high pigmentation, so a little goes a long way. That's very true. You can create a no makeup look with light application. Absolutely, you can. It's full coverage foundation that feels weightless on the skin. It's buildable foundation, perfect for contouring with a moderate application. There's 18 colors per palette. Oh, did I say 24? Ooh, okay. We can't count. It's 18. 18 colors per palette. Shades from light to deep, available in warm, cool, and neutral undertones. I have the warm one. I picked the warm tone because 90% of my clientele is warm. And if I do have folks that are cooler, I have products for them. But this palette was amazing. It's $84. It's 18 shades. And I'm definitely going to buy another one once this one is up. I bought mine in California a while ago. If you have those professional makeup discounts, then you can use it, of course, to your benefit. I'll get into professional makeup discounts and things like that in another episode. Actually, I'll write that down so I can remember to do that. If you are a pro artist and you want to work in theater, it's a worthwhile investment. If you want to work in commercial or just every day. This palette is so versatile. You can do so much with it. You can use it for just about any occasion. However, you do want to make sure that the client that you're using it on is not super oily, because if they are super oily, then you will have to really prep that skin and modify. You're going to have to prep the skin anyway, but you're going to have to modify how you use this and maybe switch your foundation, possibly. It just depends on your client, but this does leave a matte to satiny finish. It's a beautiful finish. I love it. So try this palette, put it in your professional makeup kits, and thank me later. Over the last 2 weeks, I had an experience of a lifetime. Over the last 2 weeks, I realized how much I love what I do, how much I love theater, how much I love makeup, how much I love the art. It just makes me feel so alive and just so fantastic. I can't even give you the words really, but during that time, I just couldn't believe that I was given this opportunity. So when I was first given the opportunity, I received a phone call from a dear friend of mine who I thank so much for even thinking of me for this position. Initially going into it, I thought it was not going to be what it was. I thought I would be in the background, which I am, but I didn't think I would be as important as I was. So anyway, I received a phone call from a dear friend, and she said, hey, we didn't hire somebody for makeup and hair for this production. And let's say it was a Tuesday, and she said, I know it's last minute, but could you come to the dress rehearsal on Thursday? I'm like, huh? Okay. Let me talk to my husband and see what's going on. Let me get my house in order and make sure that, everything's conducive. Let's see what that money's talking about because, that's important. Also, that has to make financial sense. I had not quite even resurfaced really out of hibernation from the Ponderosa out there. I hadn't even been around crowds that big. So I was scared. Legitimately, I was scared. I'm like, whoa, this is running risk of exposure. Now, mind you, everybody on set and crew had to be vaxxed. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. That was great. Masks were not required, of course, behind the scenes and everything like that. But I still wore mine just for me to make me feel better about it. And others did as well. So that made me feel good also. But honey, I was going to do what I was going to do. I could have been the only one. Okay. But anyway, so we talked. She ran it through to who she needed to run it through to about the rate, the approval, and things like that. And then I was there on Thursday. Let me tell you how I felt when I walked in that room. When I walked in that building and I saw those lights and I saw the people and I could hear the people practicing their lines and belting out and song and people just walking around doing their thing, being artsy. I'm like, okay, Lord, this is where I'm supposed to be. I knew it right then and there. I'm like, this is it. This is it. This is it. I'm so excited. I get there and they're like, hey, can you do hair? I'm like, a little bit. I can do hair a little bit. I'll make it work. Long and short, I ended up being the head makeup artist and also the lead hairstylist. And I was responsible for prepping the wigs and making sure that the wigs didn't fall off nobody's head. So let's get into what my actual role included. Wait, let's backtrack. I told you I was going to be all over the place. Walked in there, so excited to be there, knew I was in the right place at the right time. Happy. Boom. We're getting right to work. I'm looking at the wigs. I'm assessing the area. I'm seeing what needs to be done. I'm seeing where I could fit in because again, I'm late to the party. They've been in rehearsals. They've been in this thing. Wigs have already been ordered. Things are happening. I'm trying to catch up. So after the first dress rehearsal, I was just taking adamant notes, writing down everything. Okay, I need spirit gum. I need spirit gum remover. I need alcohol. I need wig heads. I need all these things. So I had a list of like 20 things that I needed for the hair. I brought my makeup with me, but I didn't bring anything for hair. Y'all, when I tell you, I really proved to myself that I am more talented than what I thought. And by no means is that coming from a place of arrogance. That's coming from a place of just really honing in and tapping into my skill and believing in myself. All right. I'm doing a full on yay moment like his documentary. Like, I believe in me. I believe in what I can do. And all the challenges and things that were thrown at me, like I had to completely restyle a wig. And it was a challenge. And I love to be challenged. I love seeing how I know the Lord is going to just work it all out for me. I love that. That excites me. And every day on that set, I was excited. I was happy to be there. And I think they could feel my energy because I'm like, I'm back to work. I'm back doing the thing that I love. I'm back in the space that I know I belong. And I think it really just excited me so much to be in theater. And I realized how much I missed it. And I realized how much I love theater. Digressing. Back in the day, I used to work at an opera house in hair and makeup. Mind you, the pay was dismal. Okay. It was like less than $11 an hour. I'll tell you that. But if I didn't humble myself to take that position to learn, there's no way I would have made it in this position where I was the head of makeup and hair, making 1 times that amount, period. Because I learned so much in that position. And I did it still working, still doing my craft, and I was still getting paid. It wasn't the amount that I knew I was worth, but it was the skill that I learned carried me to today. So for anyone out there that is being offered a position where you're like, man, no, that's nothing. Listen, if they're still going to give you some money, I ain't say do it for free, but if they're still going to give you a little something and you know you're going to learn a lot from it, take that position. Now, if it's something that's going to be, uncomfortable or something, no. But if it's a position where you're like, I do want to take it, but it doesn't pay that good, take that position. Because I guarantee you it's going to be something that you're going to learn that you can take with you forever. And that was that position for me, working at that opera house. I'm probably still going to try to go back there because I want to learn some more stuff. It's gotten so deep to where I'm Googling theater workshops, like theater makeup workshops, theater this, theater that. Like, I want to learn. I'm a sponge. Like, I don't ever want to get to a point in my career where I just stop learning because I feel like I know everything. I'll never be that person. Learning excites the pants off of me. Oh, I just learned how to do this or do that. That excites me so much. So learning a new skill, y'all, please humble yourselves enough to know that you cannot know everything and you have to keep learning. You have to. So in this position, yes, I learned quite a bit. So moving forward, what did I have to do in this position? What was my job title? Child, everything that had to do with a makeup and the hair. I applied old age makeup. That was so much stinking fun. That's where I used the product of the week. That's where I used that Graftobian palette. I created old age makeup on my client, and check out my Instagram because I'll have a time lapse of that on there. Sidebar. My professional Instagram got deleted. I know, crazy, tragic. So now I am going to be posting all my professional work on Cmichellestyles on that Instagram. Like, I might as well just have one anyway, right? Why not? So you'll see content from me creating content on myself and also on my clients. So you'll see that old age makeup look there. So anywho, I created an old age makeup look and it was so fun to do that. And I used that Graftobian palette. I used the darkest shade for creating the wrinkles and the highlights. That is a must to use. Like, you don't necessarily have to use the darkest on the person, but when you're doing theater makeup, those lines have to read from the front of the theater to the back. So a lot of your makeup has to be exaggerated. It has to be over the top. And that's something that I learned while there. At first, I was doing it softly to look, beautiful. And they were like, well, it doesn't read in the back of the room. I can see it in the front. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I started to make harsher lines, deeper lines, things along those lines. And they're like, oh my gosh, she looks so old. I can see it in the back. It looks crazy good. Oh my gosh. So I'm like, oh yeah, dope. Got it. So anyway, I said all that to say that it's really important to learn. And that Graftobian palette really came through for me in that time of creating that look. I created a mustache for a young lady that was transformed into a man. I maintained all of the wigs, and about 90% of the women that were cast wore wigs. So me and wigs got very, very familiar. I have never used so much hairspray in my life. Again, that experience from the opera house that I worked at really saved me. And just the detail that I learned from being there, organizational skills that I learned for that realm of work was imperative. And I think I hope I left a lasting impression, and I'm hoping to work with them again. So anyway, I'm getting there early before the show to make sure that I'm set up on time. Because if call time was at 6 for crew, I wanted to make sure that I was there and set up. So maybe get there 5:45, be there set up by 6. ready to go. Some of the cast came in early, so I would, help them pin curl their hair to get the hair prepped underneath the wig, get their wig caps on, get their wig on, adjust it if it needed to be adjusted, and then help with any makeup, resetting the wigs at the end of the night. I mean, they're dancing, they're moving, they're doing some major dance numbers. So by the time they're done with the wig at the end of the night, it's trashed. I have to completely reset it, make sure that the lace is good on the wigs, lay them down right, pin them, do so much work, and then clean my brushes, get those ready for the next day, study the work that I did that day, see what I want to do better for the following day, make sure that nobody's wig falls off their head, make sure that you're just constantly present and available to do what needs to be done to make sure that that show goes on, to make sure that everyone on that stage feels confident. The last thing I wanted was someone's wig to fall off or for my makeup not to read on stage. Like I said before, it has to read from the front row to the back row, whatever that character is. And that is a learning experience within itself. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of responsibility because if something doesn't look right, it's on you. If the wig falls off, that's on you. If the wig gets messed up, you got to fix it. If it's so many things that you have to think about. Okay, are they wearing props? Do they have something they have to put over their head? Are they putting a hat on top of the wig? Okay, does the hat have any horsehair in it so it doesn't penetrate the hat? Because a lot of these things are leased. The wigs are leased. The costuming is leased. All of it is leased. So again, you can't really afford to make many mistakes. You can't damage anything. It's so much communication that has to go on between you, the costuming, and this and that. Some of the wigs don't have areas in them to where you can actually put bobby pins through. Okay, so how are you going to secure the wig then in those areas where you have the anchors for the pins? I mean, it's so many little learning curves and things that you have to do. Okay, this wig is too small on someone's head, or this wig is too big. How am I going to condense it to make it smaller without damaging it so it can go back to the company and not be flagged? Okay, how am I going to expand this thing a little bigger? Because there was one wig that was too big for a girl. There was one wig that was too small. Another girl's lace got ripped. Okay, like thing after thing after thing. It's constant chaos. And I don't know why, but I love it. I love it. So I had a lot of responsibility. I learned a lot. I feel like I grew as an artist, and I think it's just only going to get better from here. And the way that it came to me overnight, literally, just knew that everything was happening in divine order. When I saw the cast out there in the work that I've done, not only did I get chills, but then my eyes started swelling. Because I was so proud of what I was able to do. Not saying that I didn't think I could do it, but I was never given an opportunity to do it until now. To be the head of hair and makeup is a lot. That's a lot that rides on you. So to feel the energy out there, to hear the harmonizing of their voices that just sounds so beautiful, to hear the orchestra playing that just sounds amazing, to see your work up on stage and to think, wow, I did that. I'm a part of this. Y'all don't understand the thank you, Jesus moment that I had. I've gotten emotional many times thinking about that because I'm like, I can do this. I know I can do this. And before I even knew that I could do this, obviously God knew because he gave that opportunity to that girl to give to me. And I literally just can't believe it sometimes how things just happen in divine order, how they're supposed to. And I mean, gratefulness is an understatement. So guys, Believe in yourself, believe in your ability, and no matter how afraid you are when you're doing something that you love, believe in your talent. Believe that you hold the skills that you need to get through, because you do. Sometimes it just has to be brought out in a different kind of way, in a way that challenges you. And I love to be challenged. But I believe through obedience and just continuing to do right and work hard, whatever is next for me, I know it's going to be spectacular. And I know that it will be God-given and God-driven. And I'm excited. Thank you for joining me on the Makeup and Beauty Podcast. I'm so happy to have you. And please, while you're here, stay a while, hang out, and listen to some other episodes. I have some great episodes before this one. Please leave the podcast a review and rate it. It really helps the podcast grow and reach new listeners. Also, if you want to be informed on all things fashion and beauty weekly, sign up for the It List. That is my email listserv that I send out once a week with all the happenings going on in beauty and fashion. You can find me everywhere on every social media platform, from Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Clubhouse, all of them at C.Michellestyles. My website is www.cmichellestyles.com. Thank you so much for joining me for beauty and community, and until next time, adios, besos.